Hello and welcome, I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes on the private servers. We're with our Scrapper, who's level 33, quite a long distance from level 34, and we are doing a story arc with Jose Escalante, and Jose says to us, now that we have the location of Tedesco's base, we should be able to get our hands on the genetic research data the Council took from Alderwise Genetics. I'm also hoping Tedesco can tell us more about the progenitor program. I need you to get over to the base, Silver Phoenix. What do you say? Yes, we will go there. Oh, and we're in Independence Port already. And it's across the bay from us, so that's no problem. Select task. And we will head over. I feel like this game has gotten so much darker for some reason. Like, I feel like nighttime wasn't this dark. And even the daytime doesn't seem as bright as it was in some of these zones like Independence Port. I don't know if they've done something to it, or if it's just me. Might be the ambient lighting in my room. It is early morning. It's often brighter here. And it's a very bright day outside. I do have the blinds pulled, but it still puts a lot of ambient light into the room. Seems like it's starting to get light out. Yeah. Alright. So, we are going to arrest Tedesco and his men. We're going into a warehouse, it looks like. Alright, here we go. So, power pool. Not a speck of dirt mars the floor. Weapons are stacked against the wall, so this looks like an operating base. Alright. Back to another fifth column / council base. Another one of these multi-way intersections. And again, I don't know which way is the most efficient way to go, so we're just gonna go whichever way. Got stuck there. Yeah, when I was in my group mission, it was really funny. We had people buffing us like speed boosts and stuff. I was so screwed up with that. It made me like way faster and like a jump farther and stuff. So combat jump was almost like half a super jump. It was really far when I was jumping. I was totally not ready for that. I hadn't been using speed boost on one of my characters. I hadn't had that buff applied to this character before, and like I just wasn't used to it. I just kept overshooting things and like running past things and then being out of range. However, I did get the killing blow on the arch villain, which was kind of fun. At least I think I did. It's hard to tell. I mean, with 8 people, the amount of special effects spam was unbelievable. Are you stuck in a wall? Oh my god, that's so annoying. Come on out. Come on out. Alright, he's not stuck on the wall anymore. Alright. So we need to get the genetic data, and we need to find Tedesco. So I don't think this is going to be Nosferatu yet, and he's probably going to be the guy we face at the end. These doorways didn't exist, by the way, in the beginning with the game, these internal doors. They added them later. But I think by the time this map was added, those internal doors already existed. But they added them to like caves and sewers and warehouses and stuff, and those were not in the original launch. Don't need all this. Okay. So there's 2 ways we can go here. Let's go this way. I have no idea which way is going to lead to what. I have a friend who likes to try to sort of figure out the logic of maps, like in D&D and stuff. He likes to figure out the map logic so that, basically we don't waste our time running, like backtracking, which you've seen me do many times. But the thing with these maps is there is no logic to them. I've talked about this before, the MC Escher design, there really is no actual logic to the map. And so you can't necessarily know which way is going to be the most efficient way, because there really essentially is no logic to the map, right? You just, is this going to meet up here or is this going to meet up here? There's really no way to know. So unless you've actually been on this particular map before and memorized it, you can't know. Oh, here's the bad guy. He's a boss, not an elite boss, so he shouldn't be too hard. Oh, I gotta take this guy out. He's doing AoEs to me. Alright, this gives us a chance to do focus chi on this. Try to do some soft control on the boss. Yes, that's what we want. Can't stun him, but we could try to knock him down. Nope. Try to knock back. That's what we want. Now we do this. Bam. And we got him. Not bad at all. Didn't even need luck. Alright, so we defeated the boss. Man, there were 6,000 XP. There are a lot. And that's why I got so much influence. Look at that 8,000 influence, and it was all these red bosses. So I think I had something like 6.2 mil when I started, and I ended up with like 6.9 mil when it was over or something. It was really crazy. It was a lot of fun, but very chaotic the way 8-man missions are in City of Heroes. And the thing was, and you know, this is probably down to the limitations of the Architect editor. It was an Oren Bega map, which is pretty maze-like, but it wasn't that big. It was probably, I don't even know if it was the size of this map, but like, so we cleaned it all out, and I was like, okay, well, we're cleaned out, and they're like, let's keep exploring, and I'm thinking, well, what are we going to explore? But apparently, whoever set up the mission, Nina or Kitten, I'm not really sure who, they had it set to like respawn things, and so it was pretty cool because we were standing around talking. We got ambushed by a bunch of bosses and lieutenants, and then we went back into a room that we had cleaned out, and there was an arch-villain in there and stuff. So it was a pretty unusual mission compared to what you normally see. I mean, City of Heroes like this, once you clean out the map, in very rare cases does anything ever come back, and it's only really like usually patrols. I thought I heard a glowy over here. Yeah. There it is. I knew I heard it. And there were some glowies to click on, but then new glowies appeared after we clicked on the old ones, I think. It's not something you see in a normal mission, so it was pretty cool. I don't know like how they programmed it. Alright, so Council Work Orders, one of the soldiers that I defeated was carrying orders to clean up... Oh no, that's not what I want. The genetics data. You extracted the last of the Alderwhite genetics data from the Council computers. Oddly, the computer had been isolated from the base's network, so it seems that no copies of the files were ever made. Sure. So yeah, it was a pretty cool mission. I did not try to record it. I knew it was going to be an 8-person mission. There was some pretty good roleplay going on. The thing is, this is like all about magic and demons and stuff. My character doesn't know anything about that. So it's kind of hard. I didn't really say much. I felt kind of bad because I wasn't saying much, but you know, like they asked like who can read demonic or something, and I'm like, well, I can't. My character's fluent in multiple languages. She can speak Mandarin, she can speak Cantonese, she can speak Wu, which is the language they speak in Shanghai, I believe. She can speak English, but demonic, no. Why would she know demonic? She's a natural character, so why would she speak that? So yeah, I didn't really I couldn't really do anything with that. And then there were these crystals that we found, and we were told, well, if you have magic abilities, you would sense things about these crystals. Well, I don't have magic abilities, so other people were sensing things, but I didn't try to roleplay that I did because I didn't think it made sense for this character, given that she's just basically a kung fu artist. This is the last guy. That should be the end of it. Oh wait, there's more. Oh, but there's usually nobody in here. Yeah. Okay, so we can head out and contact our contact and tell him that we found out that we have the genetic data, and I'm sure he's going to have more for us to do. So, he says, so Archon Tedesco was actually trying to stop the vampire progenitor. I guess he didn't like the idea of a race of true-breeding vampire running around. I can't say I blame him. Available missions. According to Archon Tedesco, the Council has the vampire progenitor secreted away in the sewers. Up, back to the sewers. He'll be heavily guarded, Silver Phoenix, but you can take him into custody. If you can take him into custody, we might be able to stop this nightmare. Okay, so this is probably the finale. We're going into the sewers, so I'm going to change into my sewer outfit, hit super jump, and then we need to head over to the train station where we will take the shuttle to Skyway City. This bridge is pretty cool. The Valor Bridge. It's quite the structure. They did a really nice job of modeling a city in this game, and it's very clear that Statesman and the other people who, Positron and the other people who designed this game, and probably Warwitch, who was one of the main designers of the zones, of a lot of these zones, these guys clearly like went to cities and drove around and walked around and really got a sense of what you see in cities, and they did a really nice job of putting a very realistic early 21st century American city into the game. They did a really beautiful job on it, and yet they managed to put enough cool superhero-y things into the city too, like the giant statue of Atlas and the giant statues that we're going to see as we hop around Skyway City, and some of the other stuff that they're like you wouldn't see in a normal city. But okay, well, if you're in this city with superheroes, where the superheroes can even like help you, oh, we want to go south, where the superheroes can even help you construct these statues to their friends and stuff, you would see that, and that's just made it makes it like extra cool, because it's like a real city, but it's got some superhero overtones. I think they did a really beautiful job in designing it, and I also think, having played it for a while now, yes, the anti-aliasing does leave a little to be desired. These curves are a little sort of choppy here, angular instead of being nice sweeping curves. But overall, I think they did, like for 2004, the graphics in this game were amazing. And even today, they hold up well enough that I'm not like constantly cringing at the graphics or anything. I think it looks pretty cool. They did a nice job on the textures. They still mostly hold up, and it looks pretty good. Especially from a distance, it looks fine. Now, when you zoom in a lot, it doesn't necessarily hold up, but you really can't expect more than that from a game this old. And in fact, I would argue it's one of the most beautiful games produced in its time period between, say, 2000 and 2006. Alright, so now we need to arrest the progenitor and his guards. So we're going to do my thing here where I make sure that I get the map drawn in completely, because I don't want to have to come back. We know I've had to do that a few times when I've been sloppy. These are just regular spawns. So let's stun this guy. Want a mez? That's a mez. It's like, you call that a mez? No, this is a mez. Like that old Crocodile Dundee joke where he says, you call that a knife? No, this is a knife. Call that thing you were trying to do a mez? Nope. What I did is a mez. Okay. So this again is a dead end. And this again is a dead end. You know, I keep forgetting that I have stealth in this character, and I keep forgetting to use it. I don't really need it. Fighting yellows and the occasional orange. And some reds. Hey, cool. Alright, let's take this guy out first. 1, 2. So one thing you may be asking yourself is, why do I use the focus chi on the minion rather than the lieutenant? He did get a couple of focus chi hits, right? I put basically the first 5 hits were focus chi, 3 took this guy out, and then the first 2 hit this guy. So why did I do that? Why don't I save the focus chi for this guy? Because if I don't focus chi him, it's going to take 4 hits to take him out. I'm trying to take him out as fast as possible, so I've only got one bad guy coming after me, right? And that's the lieutenant. So if possible, right, I don't want to spend the extra time on that, right, when I could be already attacking this guy. However, if you hold it, then you can take these guys out even faster, which of course is nice. There's really no one right way to do it. There we go. There's no correct way to do it, really. It's just how you prefer to take these guys out. As you've been able to see, red bosses are no problem. Now, we look at our contacts, by the way. If this is the final story arc, mission of the story arc, we have Tina Chung and Peter Stemets in the regular zones. Then we have an Ouroboros, and these two guys are in Pretoria, I guess. We'll be 3/5 of the way through our story arcs without, and we're still only 33rd level. This means we might end up finishing our story arcs and having no story arcs, at least in the regular part of the game, the vanilla story arcs. If that happens, then I'm going to do what I think I may have said on a previous episode, that what I want to do is actually go through and do the same mission over and over again, but do it, oh my gosh, 3 misses in a row, but do it, basically do the same mission over and over again, once at -1, once at +0, once at +1, and so forth up to purple, just to show the difference. I'm convinced that fighting purples is not the fastest way to gain experience, but what I want to do is do the same mission over and over again. And I was like, well, how am I going to do that? I was trying to figure out the way to do it, and I realized Mission Architect, right? I can make a mission, and that's just designed to have like the sort of set up in the way a standard City of Heroes mission would be set up, with mostly spawns of minions, a few spawns of single minion and a lieutenant, a boss, an elite boss, whatever, and then what we're going to do is go through it at -1, go through it at +0, go through it at +1, and so forth. And I'm going to put a stopwatch on it, and we'll see how much experience we gain per minute doing at each difficulty level. And I'm convinced when we get into the purples and stuff that that they are not going to give you the most experience. Now there's the progenitor. He's only a boss, so maybe this isn't the final mission. Maybe we have to fight Nosferatu. I missed. Focus chi, no less. Alright, is this guy by himself? No, he's got a little buddy. So let's take out the buddy first. You trying to mez me? That's not a mez. This is a mez. No, it didn't work. Oh well. Let's see if this one does. That's a mez. God, this guy's like nothing. There we go. And his guards. So where are his guards? Are there more? Ah, these are his guards. They didn't do a very good job, but you guys weren't very good guards. I was just right down the other side of the room here, and you ignored me. Come on. Take him out, and then this guy. Bam. Bam. And that is the end of the story arc. We got 42 reward merits, which means we can, I think, now go ahead and get... Yep, we have 628. We can now go get critical strikes and put it on our 1 6-slotted power, which is Crane Kick. We completed that, and we're going to head out. Yeah, I predict we're going to be around level 34.3. We're about three beats into level 34. And at that point, we're going to run out of story arcs here, and we're going to have to go to Ouroboros. But before we do that, I'm going to go into the Mission Architect, change back to our normal costume. I'm going to go to the Mission Architect, set up that mission, and we're going to run our test. Because I'll do that when we don't have any story arcs that we can do, and like the normal vanilla story arcs. I'm really not worrying about Praetorians and stuff with this character. All right, so where are we? We're in Skyway City. Let's head to the train station. We're going to head to Talos Island, where we can sell enhancements, and I can then buy enhancements from the reward vendor, and you can see exactly how this works. Now the thing with these IO sets is that they generally stay whatever level they are when you buy them, but the reward ones say on them that they are attuned. And what that means is they stay your level. Now, supposedly you can attune other enhancements as well. I'm not exactly sure how that works. And I haven't worried about it because I'm not working on sets yet, right? I only have one power 6 slotted, so there's really no point. But let's go ahead and contact Jose, and there we go. We have completed the story arc, got an enhancement that we're not going to need. And he says, well, you've captured the vampire progenitor and confiscated the data on how to make another. All in all, I'd say you've wrapped this up nicely. I'm proud to have worked with you to prevent the rise of an independent species of vampire, Silver Phoenix. I'd like to think that one day I'll be able to tell future generations about your valiant perseverance. Come to think of it, those future generations may only exist because of you. Okay, that's a little bit hyperbolic. Alright, so let's go ahead and train up. And I don't need a new title. Where's the leveling thing? Oh, duh. No, I don't need to train up. I haven't leveled. What I need is the reward vendor. Alright, here we go. So we're going to get critical strikes. Scrapper. Critical strikes. 1. Right, that's the first one. Accuracy damage, right? 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Okay, so let's put that there and that there. And just move these around. Okay. Alright, so now what I got to do is rip this out of here. So let's take a look, and I'm going to just sort of jot this down so we remember what we have. At this moment, we have a damage of 189, right? 95.2%. An accuracy of 1.39, which is a 32% buff. A recharge time of 7.42 seconds, which is a 34% buff. And an endurance cost of 7.72, which is a 32% buff. Right? So that's damage, accuracy, recharge, and endurance. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rip these things out of here. And we'll see what we've got. 2. I really wish you could drag select and delete all. Alright, so and we go. Right, and what you're seeing is now we have, if you look at the bottom, improves my recovery by 2% because I have the set bonus. Right, then we put a third one in here. And now then improves my accuracy of all my powers by 9%. Right, so you can see our accuracy is already up to 1.47. Okay, then we put this in, and this in, and this in. So now we have all of our set bonuses, and now we're doing 186.2, so we've lost a little bit of damage, 92% damage buff. But we're doing 1.64 accuracy, so we have a 56% accuracy buff. Our recharge time is down to 5 seconds instead of 7.2, so we've shaved 2 seconds off of that, which is an 87% buff. And endurance is down to 7.63, which is a 33% buff. So basically what we've done is we've lost a couple of hit points of damage and dramatically pumped our accuracy, right? So this is way better than we had. because our accuracy has gone up and our damage really hasn't suffered much at all. And we have improved our recovery, improved the accuracy of all of our powers. So now this is more accurate too. This is more accurate now, right? All of our powers have become more accurate. We've got better defense to area effect now, and also fire and cold. We do more damage, and we improve the recharge time of all of our powers, right? So that's pretty awesome. And now you can see our area effect defense when we put on combat jumping is 13%, which is way better than it used to be. It was 0, and then it was up to like 5 or 6%. Now it's at 13%. So we have one set bonus. If you then look at the ID, whoops, not the ID, sorry. If you look at the personal info, right, it tells you what set bonuses you have. Improved recharge bonus, improved damage bonus, huge increased area effect, fire cold defense bonus, long accuracy bonus, moderate improved recovery bonus. So we have all of that. And so now our recovery is actually a little better. And the more we do that kind of thing with sets, so now you say, well, why don't I just buy all? I mean, I should just put that on every power, right? It's awesome. We should either do that or Scrapper Strike on every single power. And that's true, we should if we could, but if we look, don't have enough reward merits, right? So it's taken me all these story arcs, right? All these story arcs to gain enough. Is there an info terminal? So it took me, it tells you here how many story arcs you've done, right? So where is that? Villains defeated, I thought there was a story arcs list. Huh, I could have sworn I told you how many story arcs you've been on. Wow. I could have sworn it told you how many story arcs you've been on. 297 tasks, 602 reward merits earned. I could have sworn it told you how many story arcs you've been on, but if we count, right? Actually, I think in the badges, right? Let's see. Events, invention, defeats, accolades, accomplishments, maybe? No. Achievements. No, I could have sworn there was somewhere where it told you how many story arcs. Like complete 50 story arcs and you hover over it. There it is. So 28 souvenirs, right? So I've done, I remember one of the souvenirs was a double, right? This Toothbreaker, that's not an actual souvenir. So what is that? Yin Yang Crystal. Interesting. So that came from the story arc. All right. So if we look at that, we've done 27 story arcs. So it took 27 story arcs to get us to 602 merits, right? Isn't that what we just spent 600 and we have, well, 628, right? So if we do a little quick math, 628 divided by 27, we get an average of 23 merits per story arc. So we're going to have to do another couple of couple dozen story arcs to get enough merits to get the other set, right? So there's no way we're going to be able to have a lot of sets on this character, at least not before level 50. But we have our first set, which is pretty cool. We dramatically increased our accuracy. Now the only way to do this with these, right, would have been to either take an endurance or a recharger off to put a second accuracy on, or to take an entire damage, one of these damages off, right, which would have dropped the damage by a lot more than 3 points. So, and the other thing is that here we have a plus 50% chance to land a critical hit for a short time. And so basically twice a minute we have an increased chance to crit, right? And if we keep putting stuff on these powers that increases our global chance to crit, we're going to be critting a lot. So that's pretty cool. And So then what we want to do is crane kick and then hit this, because if you look at the way this is phrased, right? We have a 50% chance to land a critical hit for a short time. So when we fire this power, we have a 50% chance to land a critical hit for a short time. So that means if we fire this power and then fire this power, we'll have a plus 50% chance, right? Now this power has a 15% chance base. Plus 50% would give us 22% chance to crit. And then if we're fighting a boss, there's like an extra 15% or something. We're going to end up with like a 30 or 40% chance to crit a boss or a lieutenant when we use this thing, which is pretty awesome. Alright guys, I think that's enough for now. I will be back later. I hope you've enjoyed. I am Scrapperlock, and this is City of Heroes.